Today's video is all about the first year student. What should you be doing to stand out? Number one, turn up to class. Really simple. Now, it's freshers year, I get that, you have lots of nights out, but you don't want to take the piss at the same time. Ask yourself, what should your attendance rate be? As a lecturer, I wouldn't expect 100%. Life gets in the way, as I've just mentioned. But don't be that student who turns up to half the classes, has a bad attitude. If you show a poor attitude in your first year, some lecturers will, if I'm honest, really just give up on you a little bit in second year. So you need to stay on side and have a good attendance rate. What is good? For me, 80, 85%, that's fine. Number two, think about your career. Now, students will say to me all the time, it's a bit early, I'm in first year, I've only been here a few months, I'm not really thinking about that yet. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but in my opinion, I think you should be thinking about it. And the reason I say that is, you read a prospectus for a university for a course, it will say, right, you'll do these modules for a couple of years, then we'll put you on placement. So students say, great, well I won't think about my career for a couple of years because the uni, I'm in safe hands, they're going to put me on placement. You need to be doing stuff in your own time as well in order to stand out. If people do that, graduates come back to me and say, well, I've only done my 12-week placement, I found this graduate job, I haven't got enough experience, so I won't even bother applying. And what I say in response, and I don't think they appreciate this, but you should have done more. You should have got more experience. You should have considered your career a lot more throughout the 3 or 4 years you were at university. You had a lot of time to think about this. For me, in my first year, I created a list. I would think about different career options and cross off ones as I thought about it. So physiotherapy, injuries, anything like that, no, too squeamish. The whole data side of stuff, I'm probably not intelligent enough to do that. PE teacher, I don't like kids. And I then stumbled across exercise physiology, S&C, going to my postgrad. Yeah, that's a bit of me. How did I do this? Well, I networked. So I would go away and speak to people. For example, if you're thinking about being a physiotherapist and you're around Liverpool, northwest of England, I would try and find as many people in that area as possible and ask them questions. People will say to me, well, okay, I'll network, but I don't know what to say. That's absolutely fine. Here's a video, it's a template, the sort of questions that you should be asking. I'll speak about how to formulate an email as well. Link to this video is in the description below. Also, you want to get yourself on LinkedIn and you want a professional sounding email address. Now, when you contact all these people, the first thing they'll see is your email address. Now, it has to be professional. If it's not professional, you will look like a complete bellend. Okay, next point is shadowing. So you're networking, and that usually leads to an invitation to go and shadow and get some experience. People will say, well, I don't want to do that, what if I'm really shit at the job? But the reality is you probably will be. I'm not being harsh here, but if you're a first year, you've got zero experience, you probably won't be good. But remember the whole point of shadowing. You're there to learn, you're not there to do a great job, you're there to show a great attitude, you ask questions, and you network. If you want to learn more about doing an internship in sports science, I've got plenty of videos, these are just 2 of them. I'll put the link to these videos below in the description. And finally, enjoy it. Now, this sounds quite contradictory. I've just given you a bit of a bollock in here saying you've got to think about all this stuff you have to do for your future. But let me just say this. Firstly, how long does it take to send a networking email? I'm saying go and network. It will take you 5, maybe 10 minutes to send one email. If you send 4 or 5 a week, it doesn't take that long. How long does it take to Google a career idea? So if I'm saying to you, go and look at strength and conditioning, you could read about that in 10, 15 minutes. Spend more time if you want. And finally, I'm saying go out there and shadow, volunteer. You don't have to do 40 hours a week. You can just do 2, 3, 4 hours a week. It doesn't have to be every single week either. You can just do it once a month maybe, or anything like that. You don't have to do it all the time. Okay, so I'll finish off by saying enjoy first year, hope it goes really well. Please like and subscribe, and if you'd like to know more about what you can do to stand out in sports science, check out my other videos and get in touch with me as well on Instagram at Sports Science Hacks. Okay, thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you again soon.